You are listening to the audio production of The Cure for Unjust Anger by John Downame, edited by Brian G. Hedges, and part of the Puritan Treasures for Today series. This book is published by Audiobooks, originally published by Reformation Heritage Books, and read by Jonathan St. John. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 32. Preface. There is a big difference between knowing there is a problem and knowing how to solve it. This is true in every realm of life, not least the medical. When my oldest son was 10 years old, he became very ill. My wife Holly and I noticed his lethargy, loss of appetite, and increasingly washed-out, sickly appearance. Holly quickly took him to our pediatrician, who diagnosed him with a mild passing virus. He would be better in a few days. But he wasn't. He was getting worse, so Holly took him again. They ran a couple of tests, found nothing wrong, and sent Stephen home. But by Friday of that week, he was just skin and bones. Our usually extroverted, fun-loving 10-year-old was stuck on the couch with no energy and no appetite, his face more pallid by the day. We were very concerned. Holly called the pediatrician again, and, refusing to be put off for the weekend, insisted on bringing him in that afternoon. This time I went with her. Once again, the pediatrician on call could find nothing wrong. Then she decided to do a urinalysis. After a few minutes, she asked if we had a history of diabetes in the family, then left us again for a few minutes. Naturally alarmed, we started reading about symptoms of diabetes on WebMD. Before the doctor returned, we knew that Stephen had DKA, diabetic ketoacidosis. His life was in danger. His pancreas had stopped producing insulin, the hormone necessary for processing carbohydrates and utilizing sugar in the body. His blood sugar and ketones were dangerously high. His blood was acidic, and his internal organs were not functioning properly. The doctor sent us straight to the hospital, and straight to the pediatric unit. "Don't go home, don't collect $200, she said. We weren't even to go through registration and admitting. Stephen was very, very sick and needed immediate attention. Next was the short, sobering trip to the hospital. Then, several hours of waiting for some assurance that our son would be okay. And finally, a clear diagnosis. Stephen had type 1 diabetes. And then, we had a crash course in how to manage this disease. As I write, Stephen is now 17, is managing diabetes well, and is back to his extroverted, fun-loving personality in every way. The Lord was merciful, and has even used diabetes to help draw Stephen into a deeper dependence on Christ. But our experience reinforced for us a truth that every person must learn. Clear diagnosis is essential for proper treatment. The reason Stephen languished with DKA for almost a week was because the doctors and nurses who first saw him misdiagnosed his symptoms. I'm so thankful that Holly's mom sense outweighed their reluctance to see him for that third visit, pushing them to look deeper for the cause of his symptoms. Clear diagnosis is essential for proper treatment. This is as true in the spiritual life as it is in the physical. For when the maladies of the soul are misdiagnosed, moral mischief and mayhem are sure to follow. Unmortified sin always breeds more sin. Mismanaged soul care is spiritual malpractice. And that is one reason the Puritans are so valuable today. The Puritans and soul care. No era in the history of Christ's Church has left us with a greater wealth of literature on Christian soul care than that of the 17th century English Puritans. The Puritans were pastor theologians extraordinaire. As theologians, they mined the depths of the sacred scriptures with profound reverence for their divine authority and an earnest desire to elucidate the whole of God's truth for all of God's people. And as pastors, they consistently kept in view
Sample complete. Ready to continue?